What if this wasn't just a showdown between two men, Moses and Pharaoh, but a carefully orchestrated war? A supernatural conflict where each plague, according to many theological interpretations, was a targeted strike against the ancient and powerful gods of Egypt. This is the story of how the god of an enslaved people could be seen as systematically dismantling an entire pantheon, not with swords and shields, but with water, frogs, darkness, and death. This is the unseen war of the 10 plagues. The central claim in the story of Exodus isn't just that God could free the Israelites, but that he would do it in a way that left no doubt who held ultimate power. When Pharaoh famously asks Moses, "Who is the Lord, that I should obey his voice?" The 10 plagues that follow are the thunderous answer. Many theological readings frame this as a divine showdown. The Bible itself is quite clear on this point in Exodus 12:12, where God says, "Against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments." This wasn't random chaos. This was, in this reading, a divine war fought on a spiritual battlefield. And for the gods of Egypt, it was a war they were destined to lose. Section 1. The first strike, the arrogance of the river gods. The war begins at the very heart of the Egyptian empire, the Nile River. The Nile was everything to Egypt. It was their source of water, their irrigation for crops, and their highway for commerce. For the Egyptians, the river was divine, the literal lifeblood of their civilization. They worshipped several deities connected to it, most notably Hapi, the god of the annual flood that made their lands fertile, and Khnum, the guardian god of the Nile's source. Some later interpretations even connected the Nile's life-giving power to Osiris, the god of the underworld and rebirth. So the first plague was a masterstroke of symbolic warfare. At God's command, Moses strikes the water, and the entire river turns to blood. The fish die, the water becomes putrid and undrinkable, and the very symbol of Egyptian life becomes a vessel of death. In this interpretation, Hapi, Khnum, and Osiris were rendered powerless. They couldn't protect their own domain. The message was clear and terrifying. The gods who were supposed to give life and sustenance were helpless before the God of Israel. Round 1 was a decisive victory, a strike against the very foundation of Egyptian power and faith. Section 2. The humiliation of life and earth.